Yo, assalamu alaikum badingulu. Assalamu alaikum albe kontong jiber lalu. Menu be ala jiberola. Menu waki kan sa inteng albe kontong. Mobe down running albe kontong altola ning al kontong Allah. Along ko today is not a day me along iba expect lako Gambia better laje niol mantra kuyaring wala to niol mantra fitiring at this point. Manko mobe down running to mobile and you be fitiring you kuyaring. Manke fenti for more concern na banko ya and the future of the country because the future of the Gambia is at stake. Where sabung more be concerned in back e call many alonko ibe tamata jalo e man fo lamu mo doli ben kono menu me mirela lambe la ke mira komala ke mirela alhalola ke mire komala kasi faram fanso dundi na banko kan wala to ka kul fasa many alonko e manke fasa ta di banko kan ako fo imoge mira ira tolla ba wen samanang global ni mem folo la wala mu demba sabaleti NPP la demba sabali keta moti me along ning aliage NPP ikatanyin kasi fatan solta ka bambanding na bangkokam demba sabali is one of the pioneers NPP can many use pro kasi fatan so kamuta ka deep rooted into our societies. Ke believe in the na komongo certain group of people will talo kanula imalo kanu certain group of people will nanata atolo kanuna wala sabong ye fake cross capital menki jalambang ani rumba me yalanka mamme bake adi amo la statement on men fuje pari dembala kumfa balia be dandi men na wala mu ka NPP la komu kamabo ka NPP la masibo kamabo ka banko songolta ke mabo pour ka molu distract pour ka kumafo me alonko hanning ayatra nunko adama baro ke la badandangol la bala jioning aning jibale na kumakam kadunga ko kono na wuleta ni woka wulim pour ala sibola adama ya lonne ko dambasabali ka memfo wala dambasabali ya lonne ko ateka memfo adama baro is not there to start that in the Gambia anymore. Come for a dictatorship, Gambia kono. Dictatorship has gone and that will never come again in that country. What they entertain no mobile. And in bila mu adamana la molde lota ay ala military police, ala military anangala NPP police force. Ay order puli ekidora ka fight Gambia mol kam funding kilo life bullets. I am 100% sure that dictatorship is not going to be allowed in that country. Eventually the youths will overpower the military or the police, depending on how many use, and then that catastrophe will be felt by the security personnel. But the masabala kumfa balia, anengala useless manya kamala, kalo ka afoko itolu Rahimalik lo ning ayasimulo Westfield walanto protest la bidam for ninkelo ibe arrest lale. Estafal abe arrest la. Ala nyimbi dal fongo yebang. Atol yamira no nyimbe ken wala. Like nyimbe kala no Gambia nyadil. But memmo ko nyimbeti. Come go as usual, but this time around I think Gambia funding cholani Gambia dingo pay. We should commend ourselves. Ko loted lamento kaje ko listo mbemen no kang listo ay funding distraction ol fongo fen nata handing ya no ya kankula ko Adama Barrow la fata. We are not bothered about that. Ntolbe men no ka wala mu listo nying ay funding. And the list dumale no ka wala mu the original list me alon ka dunta sido name sol ka name sol menu dundi listo nying kono men ya alon ko imang ke mo fongo toti Gambia yawo listo nying ya pak ni ba sambala ila NPP la biro to yete ya land NPP biro to and spare Gambians with that crap and that nonsense list me alon ke ka fontindi na mol kambanda. The list Gambian will come and demand wala mu molu tobe kaitol menu bala original list me ya lonko ay molu tol soro men ye Adama o walanto ya jamme fong mesunya Gambia block no men ye sa. This is the original list Gambian will come in ka. This is not going to be like the case of Banka Keita. Banka Keita ngalonko he was an MPP member, an MPP sympathizer, MPP financer. Kabring abe sira fong sabala ng Gambia banko ka wato mena. He used a pseudonym or she used a pseudonym. Ya samanang ye ni sirafen koyota ya donde nan kona bankoka. Kabring a interceptor. Kabring a interceptor. Nobody knew or know what or who Banka Keita was. Up to today, Banka Keita momalo jwala Banka Keita, and Banka Keita is comfortably sitting at the Gambia. Marina Parade abesiringe Banka Keita itulialo ne jwala Banka Keita. But you know kunga fanyamang all the times. Eventually, at the end of Adama Barrow tenure, Banka Keita would be known to the Gambians, Jumalam Banka Keita, who owned that consignment, Meyaloka Duntana Gambia Bangkoka. So they are using the same tactics. They are inserting pseudonames into that list. Names many alonko, they will never be verified. They cannot be verified because those people do not exist. They used pseudonames. So, sainten kabring funikeli preso ni mounti kang prieta ko ye listo bonding. Ibening mewman bela koma. What they are doing is that ibe names all leta kang kebe tambakan pseudonames. Wala sabong. We should not expect these people put in listo ni yabe funtindi at once. Ibe kala ka funtindi ya chunk by chunk. Ni chunk me funtindi ya je ko mungo moli adi tekle ko pseudonames all funditanande. Then they will go back. You know, try to do another tricks como que ibe name so dol conceal la nyame ngali yoko to dol be ninjo ngodo ni fontinta banko be jara la banko be jara la because alhaji be hadu mo membe Adama Barrow la great membe Adama Barrow na la no malankola hadu mo ni great membe Adama na la no malankola. Just imagine Wolbe fengel letala ninjo ngoto me alonko iti femfango jola je because we also understand ko fenja ma bigele fengol bigele meni alonko ye moli etale imambutu joje fengol bigele moli eta they paid nothing imam fenjoje. Imagine who these people are going to be. Adol fengol ya jibel fengol fe wolbe kala jumalet meni alonko ye fengolta imam fenjoje ye ya jamala fengolta. Can you imagine a Homer vehicle Homa me alonko ninga fundita Gambia walanto dunia kono ni ajibe like is tens of thousands of euros walanto dollars. But ajibe ye wife in Gambia. Ye wife in Gambia 5,000 $10,000 ninso na kumo ninso 10,000. You see pickups 4-wheel Toyota pickups, you see them selling it at $10,000 $15,000. Now, who are those people? Many alonko, they were given even more expensive properties or vehicles. Many alonko manfenjoje. Those are the people. Those are the list. The original list. And let them spare us with fake list of me alonko gafuntende na molka. The Gambians at least deserves to know the truth. But the shame, meye tolma. By involving themselves into this scandal. Come on, go as usual. Presume Mounteka, Mosa Miranunko, Adama Barrow na Masakunda, they are going to learn, at least they are going to come out clean for the first time. But that is not their intention. They are ready to come out clear, kakuwa be funtindinya be ketanyameng at the end of the day pre and I Gambia don't apologize. Then we are just dreaming because that is never going to happen. These are confirmed thieves. These are immoral thieves. Many alongo, they don't have that audacity confronting to apologize to Gambians. Neither are they ready to come out clean to tell the Gambian people what really went on. If these were members of the United Democratic Party, even maybe 1 or 2 members of UDP executives were involved in this scandal, I can tell you by now, the Gambians must have known the entire list, names of people, many alonko, you know, I'm found wanting knowing fully well that imang because la press or yawafi madam what. And you know, I was asking myself, what is IGP waiting for? What is the Gambia police waiting for? They don't go and arrest these people, many alonko, told listo bala, especially many alonko, woliake opportunity leti ke fangola business empire in kabambandinge. Ka fangol sang, maybe let's say 20 properties. Yeah, based on 20 properties, including vehicles and including lands and other fixed assets. Yes, and altogether among even $1 million CC. We have seen that kind of list. What are the police waiting for? Because really, the police are coming for you. Ni fongo sambena sunyal fongo niya sang kwete fongo you are guilty. Iko wala pamolia wala sa nindong call many alonko ye mobile also te buloko no mobile nying inada je ko mongo ya sunyale. They go and arrest those people. But look at the bigger thieves. The bigger thieves are on the streets. They will never go and arrest those people. And these are the bigger thieves. These are the bigger thieves. The Gambian people want to know the list, the original list, and let them take that scrap list that ikamem funding in social media. They go and pack it in the NPP bureau, walanto ya samba to the NPP police force, walia muta ya killer files all kono. Eventually someday, probably mulba need lala. And the fake names or the pseudo names, Gambians are wise now, and I'm so happy that Molia realized some names do not exist. Some names are just pseudo names, just as Yemen create Banka Ketai. They created a name for a drug smuggler in the Gambia, into the Gambia. They gave the person the Banka Keita name. Our first lady, Fatma Barbaro, according to what we heard, deeply part of the scandal. Adama Barrow is deeply part of the scandal. Ila MPP, entire system, they are deeply part of the scandal. This is the reason why in Kalioko, Momo Yalonko, they are so genuine in Gambian politics, will never leave other opposition parties for MPP. Yaje Momo Yalonko, they have an agenda. They have an agenda. Agenda me Yalonko, ni afuntita watu menale mulka understand. People like 𝒐𝒊𝒏 Wolo. Look at 𝒐𝒊𝒏. 𝒐𝒊𝒏, one of the reasons me alongo hani kabrakata NPP, amang hani ka funtin kaitan di Gambia di mula kabiraka NPP le. Kabring ala funto nying kata NPP angulunguluta. Some UDP members or militants to open themselves, itarakata ka confirm 𝒐𝒊𝒏 ya. Ya 𝒐𝒊𝒏 la muso taragi, 𝒐𝒊 taragi. What 𝒐𝒊 told them was, to nyanteng alal dabondi la kuto to nyanteng. Wol bota drong NPP call for namba call. What try decision of Bekla already? He just want the dust to settle down. Puru ala, you know, ta NPP akana diambasa manang. But now we understand 𝒐𝒊 and the others. They went to NPP for a purpose. Ye promised le ko they will give them an opportunity. Puru ila business momenti ya push ya agenda yindira. Wala sabu they went to Lamen Babylon. Ya sate wala kenolta ya di 𝒐𝒊 sinyate wala. Ya ke real estate holti ya wafi molma real estate company ma. That is why you see the NPP ministers many alonko, they were one of the most useless funding ke location meligeno na society nyunkon. You see them, yes, some na TDA areas allocated our properties to them. Kuning ayatana nunko Gambia la reserve lands. Wolbe Adama Barole blokono aningala masakunda sungo ning adiati kadi mena yati wala. But you see the same government many be mola reserve land sol takan KD mola reserve land sol many allocate ba allocate kanyameng. It's totally illegal. You see them going and demolishing the properties of poor Gambian women, poor Gambian youths. The same Masakunda, Meya Lonko Itenyan Naka, Banku de Men Protect. Musolu, Dolbigi, Wolia Wafiro Lelke for 15 years. Ebe Wafiro la Marcelo, petty trading, they're selling, buying and selling, vegetables and other basic commodities. Or perishable commodities, most of them are all from Wafin Fang. Jama Fong Katinye Budley, struggle Wanyama, some of them Ike Fongo Bali Domoro, Sifa Dola, Purinyangamala Komongo, it's a Fankan or Purila Kodanyin, Yemenulo, Isabano, Purinida Dimbalia Dunoye, because in Jamabi they are widows, Kewo Fatale, Dinketi Bulu, Dindin Tomato Damalbe Block. So that's how they struggled. Most of Bodin Messal Fong Imantano school, because they all joined hands together, Kajeko, Kakodo, Race Purka. Structural loan or family bill ala damendo. Dolbitala Kembula wafola, Dolbitala Kananal wifing, Dolbitala ice wifing, Miro Niwu Fundita Somandani didn't want to yella. These are the kind of stories he can melomway. Kual molto me melab kodalta yebe boy Babylon. Even now, they are not ashamed. They're still demolishing lands. They're still demolishing lands. I don't know Masakuna. They're still demolishing compounds. Yake Salaji. From Salaji, now my Yake, is it Brikama Jamisa? And now, Namamay will move to other areas in the Gambia. Itako, Kenol Menianoku, Wolmu reserve land so let. Bangola Kenol what? Bangola Kenol Gambia Dumulo. Woliela Bungulo Wallet. Wofuarol, Yela Bungulo, Wakenol Leto. Itaka Wola Bungo Taika will be a boy. But what is same Kenol? Atolka Woltala Nyotema. Atolka Woltala Nyotema. Aliatala Nyotema, Albaluta Fango, Almang Hanging Pruka announced from Prugambia Dulia Calambraco, what can a killing Alcamola Kodalboy Damento, Atol Fong Bebel Talaka Nyotemal. And even the regions, Ibel Mola Kodalboy and Damento, Molibe Masakunda, Konomeni Alonco, Fonle Kodasro, in that same area, but Imako will Kodalboy. You ask yourself about this hypocrisy. Segregation that is why the same segregation, translated into our tribes, into the society economy, at personal levels. So Gambia fuaro la bungul boy kam, e kabol la bungul boy kenol menakam, e ke wol di nyola, ida malka wol tala nyotema. This is the nonsense happening Adama Barola Masakunda akon. Going back to ye family men wife, ya jamala property so. Ala demand puri ye listo nyim funtindi, listo me alonko, that is the original list. And thank God to some media houses or what's on Gambia, for what they had, ye original listo nyi yasadol. So people are waiting puru ali original listo nyi ay funti alfangul blokano. Ay funti sumul fangul blokano, the corrupt government Adama Barrow fanguna masakunda blokano, moliana nga compare. If there is any discrepancy, nga falie. Well, even the figures. Kodon nankamo ye mengyo bagasolu kuna. Imagine kawo fango tempale. Ning alia korasi wala detector sai. Bagasol meni alon ko ye nankamol funtindi. Itol ko kodomen nankamol jota wo bagasol nyon kuna. Inata na ke la kuriya manifest wata fana roka figosol nyen kawol fana manipulate. And that is what has been detected now. So Barola Mansakunda has totally lost it. Well, as a book, everybody within that system, they are all paranoid. It left a provocation olke. Kakudol fundi ni promoli ni na scandalo ni bembe kekang. That is why that nonsense and useless minister, agricultural minister, Dembasabali, will have that audacity, katalo political podium, kafoko they're going to arrest Esam by fall or Mayor Rahim Malik law. Yellow nonsense mantaminyana, but who will take Dembasabali for his words? Jamala Batala la kumakangola? Because they are all desperate. They are all part and parcel of this scandal. Most of them are the people many along ka sidon memselta akadila kan told many along Masoro Gambia. Ike bawo tosi vale dikang people like Dembasabal Woldo la prumol kan along be liston yung kono. But luckily the Gambians have the original list. So hopefully they will do the needful. Adam Barodala Masakunda. Ibe malula ye liston ya fontaine. Let them bring out the list. And Gambians, let us never forget about this thing. Janning bavala ko nyin karoba fa lay be ko sifa bela kala me alon ka be mamma kala promo le ngina nyin list ko nyina. But you know what, nyin listo nyin mota ngina la nyin listo la It must come out. It must come out. Ngene asabung kabring mo jawolu iblisa kalakrandingol. Biri katatare Adama Barrow la 2018. Ya jeko ning usenu dabo ning ala minister benyi masa konda kono. They cannot convince Adama Barrow ka jeko kanyin bakasolo ke wanteriten Gambia la kodo ka tinya ka tala nyote maten. E kai ko ibenyum bayrale. Ni ma bayati fankala. And I will tell you one thing. B mol men yalon ko ajarate pour ye fa ya jamela ko la misal fe ni ayatara nungo muto nyalati muna sabu B wol bedde ni nyin ko wojin kam fa baka to mo jata Chiwawa Sidi Njai Rambo Jata and so many other APRC people men yalon ko ajarate to ne pour ye fa ya jamela ko la woli ko to le ya jamma kan nyam how they claim muna sabu B bedde ni bakso jete Allah badi mo kasada muna sabu B bedde ni. Why are they keeping silent on this issue? Most of them, they all have their share within this corrupt system. They have their share. In Yajamela property, in the money raised, from the sales of those properties, you will dealer. That is what they use to buy their loyalties. Because these people don't trust anything. That's why they will be switching their political alliances like weather. So fake list only the Gambians demand to know the original and the actual list. People want to have that original list. It is with them. Nothing is hard. But thanks to the Gambian youths, thanks to all the Gambian youths, Aliyal Fong organized politically. Aliyal Fong organized as concerned citizens, as activists, to demand the government of the Gambia to release the list. Niman listo funding. In 1 or 2 weeks' time. Organize yourselves again and you go and take to the streets and demand for the list to come out. And this time around, Aliyah to Silonyinkan, Neman listo funding Alkana Silobula. Alkana Silobula, Neman listo Nim funding. But everybody must come together. This is not a political issue. This must be apolitical. We are trying to safeguard the Gambia future. We are trying to hold the criminals account. Basakunda Meyalonko, they will never succumb to Luala Tamania and Gambia. They will never follow it up. Well, I feel sad for so many youths there. For Ninke Jamabije, we'll lock walk and back. Because at the end of the day, we'll nunko without Adam Barola Masakunda, total offend. But I find you go Momi Alonka, Mimiraka, Bekala Honey, Dry 40. No, what I from the presidential advisor Yala, will to Minister Yala. What do you expect from that person? What do you expect from that person? Well, as Adam Barola sometimes he is just so illiterate. Of course, he is a complete confirmed illiterate. Bari yajala kamunelke. Mol meni alonko. Hanning ayatra nunko ye fem faham. But ikmonyi basukiri na kumongo hudi baro benyame. Yajala ka wala samana nakinda afong balan. Ide muna advice alti. Ide ben protect laten. Ide ben kalaten. Wala sabu hanni ye daile ko janika diamu. Wala start ke bane. The Masabali and the others. Those kinds of useless, senseless people. Many alonko. They have no regards to the Gambian people. They have no regards to what it means to be a patriotic citizen. They have no regards to the positions a member hold. And that is why the position of those positions are malfunctioning. They will never function. Because they don't even understand anything even men implement in that position, in that ministerial positions. That is how useless most of our Gambian ministers are. Unfortunately, most of them are like that. You handpick somebody from a dustbin and you go and give the position of an agricultural ministry to that person. You expect the agriculture in that country to survive or to grow. How can you go and bring a non-entity? Minister of Trade. How do you expect the trade ministry to function in the Gambia in that case? But this is how useless Adama Barrow Masakunda is. They have no regard to the Gambia future. So this is the advice I have for the Gambian youths. Alkana Somoya politicize. make this movement a complete apolitical movement. Hold the government account. Allow for your list on your funding. Let them release the original list. Me alongo is untampered. Niman list on your funding. Just give them 1-2 weeks. Niman list on funding. Take to the street again. Go to the streets. Occupy everywhere in the Gambia. The ministries everywhere in the Gambia. Let everything. Abe suspend banko kan. Fudan ninka list on your sort. Kumanya naka kumaya nyako do menta mira nyi listola. Yesu nyaro jelle ki janni be nyi do nyi reveal. We've heard about 60 million, 45 million. The wife of the president involved in those. Adam Barrow himself is involved in millions and millions of scandals. Using business connections, using businessmen to come and loot the Gambia. That is what they are doing. Now just do your mathematics. 𝒂𝒂𝒏, the names many along they appearing on the list. These are the people we thought, these are millionaires. Many along these people will be contempt. Gambia la kuo nyungono nyunumanta kabanko rob koteke foda. But look at the list. Me along kabinaka. Now it's clear to everybody the reason why you hear most of them financing NPP la kundaya kuolu kamen kabanko kang. This is why. Welba working because if na yefen na sort of banko block na. And this is why I'm more careful. As a leader, neither for a complacent. Ila principle la bankola tamandir nyala. That is by taking bribes and other kinds of honorarium from businessmen and women. Gina kake, you go to a point that ikemutali ye city. Imoka fengkano because they be kilete da kono lungo munasab ninge kititala. You will go. You will go, and this is a problem that African leaders, most of us, are facing. But Gambia sa intol opportunity be bulo kono na sungul mute bulo la e bulo kamo la ngemuta wala la sainte nyeng sungul nyeng kana ni man son kalisto nyeng fonte di lokun kelin lokun fula alingata silo kan nga demand ye listo nyeng fonte di alingata silo kan Senegal they did it and it worked. Senegal ya kele a worked alingata nga silo nyeng muta we demand nye listo nyeng ay fonte listo nyeng ay fonte and alingkana song Kafoko, they are going to play with our mindset. Let's not allow that. You made a sunya rolale, mulbesiring ibetem kunding. Kabrin 2017 to now, scandal gele fundida Gambia. That is why every Tom, Dick, and Harry will come out. Puruka Adam Barrow defend. Almang GRA la Fonkomo, Yankubadabo, Wakata Adam Barrow defend. Why do you think Adam Barrow defend? Because ala contraco from Bandale, imagine ala retirement of city, imagine Adam Barrow contraco in India, la Punian Kamala, Kamola Kodo, Bekola GRA, Ka Bedundi NPP la battery political kuna, just as it had been happening in Yajamalatemo, the councils and other institutions, many alongo, they've been used by FPRC, ka FPRC la political nyintaka finance. That is the same thing that personally assuming that will be happening GRA, because if not, why do you think the GRA may along is a parastatal, may along a political, to come and be defending the president? But this is how psychophancy is. Psychophancy means the malady. So until and unless na funding kelu nga realize ko monko gana some more political do nyinkuo nyankono until nyinkuo nyang asenea alak al kana so moya ke political ti al political banda ko kono fa iserea bankola soti fongol men ya lon ko ya wafing men ya lon ko ya talanyo tema abe funding abe long Gambia, let's have that record. Let's make that record. Mfanangake bang for once, right? We get to the bottom of this. We must get to the bottom of this. Hani yemuna distraction funtinenkana. These days alkana mira. Askeno bela police kilimbun na kidola kotake yafa. Or ikebela paral bun na kidola kotake yafa to come and blame another funding ke kotake. Just to kamul be distract, kafoko yamul be distract le mul haklo be boni entire scandal nyinka. That's what they are thinking about. That's what they are doing. That's why the provocations are happening. The Masabal want to provoke UDP or Esambay Falla Fansolo, but it never worked because how can any sensible man, in his right common sense, kafoko monko, mayor's law to go out and speak to the youths or to create a dialogue between the funding keru in Masakunda? How can you see that as a threat? But yalo ni mo juwe banda, ni mo be laring a juwe banda, ama wo mabono. Abe mo na kelo koteke. That is how useless the Masabali is. How can you tell Ejambai Fall ko amanya nakara police station to go and be seeing the welfare of those funding kelo ila condition o benyame? Can you imagine how stupid the �𝒂𝒊𝒏 and people of his type are? It all came in nyame. Ngamera nyilal mu ning NPP a problem mo NPP dingo. Hana a problem mo what happened? Nyilal makata police station also. Nyilal makata police station also. Ngamera ke tolele use ani chiwawa wal. Kabri e bemba drama muta. I think nyilal yasamba police station also. Fatu Suare when she insulted lawyer Dabo, lawyer Dabo la ulula belen. Dabo yasamba police station also. Who were the people media locate that Fatu Suare no one police station also? Was Ning Atu Fondum. 𝒂𝒂𝒏 was 𝒂𝒂𝒏 not part of that team? Many along Ketara police station auto. For this war no Kaje, Purukaraje, Kadiam Polisolia. For Binakala commotion note. 𝒂𝒂𝒏 was part of it. Was he also going to be arrested? So Nyunkunda Yasivala Benna Bankoka. Nympio Kunda Yala Benna Bankoka. Nympio Kunda Yala Benna Bankoka. Well, as I always say this. Never trust most of these people. Alkani la kumakang will take a menu falie. Alkani la kumakang will take a menu falie. Ismaila Sisi will and the others. Nothing in Dolomayake University la yabang. Signing now diam ga all of you. Because I told them long time ago that Ismaila Sisi like I feel sorry for you people because Alkala moral lesson sold I'm in block on. He has no moral. He has no moral. Zero moral. That was when CA formed initially. But look at that person now. Jumal betalla wala karani mo phone kono. Ni go katele kar work karani mo gani ke bulo phone ulende. His students can never be proud of him. Who is going to be proud of that person? So you see fall beke rin namasa kunda nyen kono. But until and unless mfananga understand. Look, Gambia case is not different from Senegal. Senegal boda menkono aliaje la Senegal ministerial position most of them naturally fundingel kasiaje bagal. Fundingel la kasiaje bagal. Even Macky Sall all time. Fundingel siaje bagal. But look at what they did. Look at Yemenge Senegal. Yetinyaro Menge Senegal. To the point that Kabango Fongola fixed asset solta ke waffing to themselves. So saying ya rent bankoma, ya gele banko la bungolta, como ko the central bank. Ya central bank ta ya wafi. Adam Barrow central bank ta let's say akaka wafin. Ya central bank wafin and Adam Barrow fonga tani dumala ya sam. Baniba wafin na Adam Barrow ma kodinding ibolo fola kunna so Adam Barrow ya sam. Na sam aya rent. Central bank sa murunang kuya ka ubungan niya na rent kote kodo ko ka sori ya beta Adam Barrow block no. This is exactly what Macky Sall la masa kunda yemeke. Funingel mel bebe Macky Sall wala. Ye Macky Sall ma ko nyim batara sifa lela and so many other complex scandals many along they are unraveled. They have been unraveled now. But Senegal they didn't just wait. They took to the street. They dismantled the entire system. So I feel lonta. Those who were found guilty are paying the price for it. Many along they did it. They are not paying the price. That is how it should work. Ayan na kalawala niya Gambia. So wala sabong this time around, alinga make sure ngana na cool politicize this movement all. Do not allow anybody ka political dunda kono na. Allah make sure they are held accountable. Ye barol menuke ali bulol muta ya baro nyim bara damendo aliya sude ko itolle nyinge ni luabe memuta la ayamuta die nyakasi mende mansu na ko luwa ya muta. Let's forget about them as if nothing happened. Falingo kanale all the times. That is the only constant thing in life. Wolam falingoti. Wolam falingoti. Ala baraka bake mbe programo nyimba dande janne. Ala ma suto diala men be suto kono alama wularo diala men be wularo kono Gambia ma fonla ala baraka bake fo lungu den jibe lar ngal be kono bake